Boom, just like that. It's Thursday night. You all know what that means. It's a big old party here tonight with the Video Bros. I'm Bobby Munson, the man beside me. You know how to do this, people. It's the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Munson. Pumped to be here on another Thursday night and pumped to have some exciting guests with us.
That's right. And our special guest right there below us, we've got Marz the Specialist. We've got the thickness, Reid Mathews, better known as the Short Kings. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Ring Respect Radio.
Thanks for having us, brother.
Of course, I'm looking forward to this.
It is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. We're going to go over to our chat here first to say hello to some good friends, including PPW's biggest fan in the United States. It's Brian Carter saying PP dub, PP dub.
Yeah.
Good to see you, my friend. Vassar, the third video bro, who's down there ringside rocking those cameras. But look forward to this. He says, Vassar, how you doing, brother? Thanks for joining us again.
Right.
And of course, Astrid Bizarro, the natural, joining us up in the house. Thank you for joining us, Astrid, here on a Thursday night. Gentlemen, before we even start talking wrestling, I want to talk about the Short Kings podcast first and foremost. And before I even get there, right there, that ticker down below, people need to go check this out. The Short Kings podcast on YouTube. I want you guys to explain, where did the Short Kings podcast come about? When did you guys decide this was going to happen? When did you decide to hit record for the very first time?
Do you want me to take this or shall you?
I should take this. Because this originally was my wife's idea. Because every time Marz and I would hang out and or not even hang out, just like see each other in public, we would end up just talking for about 2 hours. So we would go to the gym. We'd be done with a workout. Marz would walk in, and then Marz and I would proceed to talk for an hour, and she would just sit there and just kind of wait. And then the one day she's just like, "You guys talk all the time. You guys just do a podcast," and that's how it started.
It's a good way to start it.
Yeah.
Before we go a little more into it, Astrid's requested we do the Astrid, the natural pose here, which is it's like this. We got to get it all in at the same time. I will take this off the screen first so we can. There we go. She can get that screen. Papa Smoke, get on in there. There we go. All four at the same time, as requested from the audience. But yes, back to the podcast, guys. Again, I'm a big fan. I've been watching every episode. In fact, I got to ask: is it actually day 4 or day 5 of the week this week?
So if you ask me, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So day
If
4.
you ask me, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Ooh, so day 5 over there. Papa Smokes, what would you say? Day 4 or day 5?
I'm a traditionalist. My calendar always started the week on Sunday, so I don't know.
And I mean, I was always calculating for Monday because I think of the work week starting on Monday. So we've got a tie here. It's split decision on both ends of the fence here, boys. What are we going to do? Come on,
So
audience,
close.
break this for us.
So
Yeah,
close.
Chat, let us know. It's
Yeah,
Monday.
Let us know
That's
that
the
it's
correct
Sunday.
answer.
Let us know that it's Sunday.
But if you want to find out more about that, of course, that ticker below, the Short Kings podcast, you can go check these gentlemen out there. But Papa Smokes, we like to talk about wrestling here. Some PPW wrestling. We got a show coming up, I think the 24th here in Saskatoon. And I believe these two gentlemen right here have got another meeting with a newly formed tag team known as the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood, who have been running amok on PPW as of late. Gentlemen, you're also undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, here in PPW as a tag team. We're really officially, technically undefeated, right?
True.
Yeah. But
no paper, no loss.
Well, question: if I have a question here, I would just ask you guys in the first place, coming from a province where there's quite a bit of independent wrestling and lots of work for you guys to do, what was it like to first come out to Saskatoon? What was it like your first PPW shows? What did you think of it, and what do you think of the fans here?
Oh, Saskatchewan fans are rabid. They're crazy down there. They're very loud, very passionate. I got lucky to come down there, I want to say last year around June-ish is when I first came down. And it was just overwhelming. It was me and Sean, and it was a stacked show, but they're still there for like every single match. They're so loud, so passionate, very creative with their chants.
It's some we won't repeat here on this particular show.
PG show.
Yeah.
But no, they're a blast to be around. Like whenever we go there, you really don't know what to expect, but you always know it's gonna be a good time. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, just to touch on what Marz says, like, you guys load that venue with chairs. I don't think anyone sits. I think the people are standing for that. Well, they're just so excited to be there. So they really keep that energy up high for us.
And speaking of chairs, Papa Smokes and I just got done calling the commentary on the chairs match that's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks on the YouTube channel. But somebody involved in that one here, and as somebody's biggest fan here, has a bit of a question for you guys. Ryan Carter wants to know, on behalf of the International El Asesino Appreciation Society, he would like to know how you deal with the fear of wrestling at Saskatoon, knowing the Mexican Devil could appear anytime with one of those steel chairs.
Great question.
I don't know. You want to start or should I start?
You can start. That's
well, seeing how as I am still technically the PWA Mayhem champion, I'm not afraid of steel chairs. I've dealt with that before.
and not to plug a different match, obviously, but like Assassino, you and me are gonna be in a scramble soon. I love pro wrestling,
Yeah.
so we can deal with our problems there if you want to.
Yep, that's true. And man, plug away. That's what this is for. We can promote anything. It's not just PPW. We want to share the love of independent wrestling here on Ring Respect Radio. So
See what you did there. I see.
yeah, you like that. You like that. There you go.
Yeah.
Send
I'm
it
not
back to you,
scared.
sending it back to the mastermind of wrestling knowledge. Papa Smokes, what do you got for these guys?
Well, all right, guys. We know that you enjoy wrestling here, but what do you think of the tag team scene, which is pretty new to PPW? Just started having tag team matches over the past sort of 6 month type thing. Got new belts in the works and a little bit of a roster going. Where do you guys fit in on that roster, and what are you going to do to try and work up to the top?
If I may,
Go ahead. You start.
I feel like we fit in pretty high at the top. I don't want to speak too highly of us because we're short, but we've been around. We've wrestled as a tag team in BC, picked up wins there. We wrestled as a tag team in Alberta, picked up wins here. Wrestled in Saskatchewan. We're all over the place. We have ourselves, the Clandestine Society, the Brotherhood, and some more growing, more seen as we come in and going. But I think we're right up there. I think we were contenders for the championship. I think we could be some of the best. I think we're some of the best in Canada. We can be some of the best in PPW.
Yep. Yeah, and to touch on that, like with PPW starting up the tag division, you're just on the cusp of what's to come. So everyone else coming in, starting down here, but we're already up here. We already been here. We've been doing that because that's how the Short Kings do it. So I agree with Marz. Like we're not at the bottom. We're pretty close to the top already, and anyone else coming in is gonna have to climb up to us at that point.
Well, I mean, we got to imagine we got a team named the Brotherhood, but they seem to be a newly formed team as of late. I mean, you guys make up a true brotherhood. I mean, this is a true friendship. You know each other in and out. So that connection has got to mean something when it comes to tag team wrestling.
We literally finish each other's sentences. That's no lie. We are genuinely the same person. So when we're in that ring, we don't have to think about what we're doing. We just do it, and we are on the same page. When you have those two guys, you have two guys who maybe not know each other that well, as well as Bucky on the outside barking orders. They're all over the place. We, one line, one straight path. We know what we're doing.
Yep. We have that connection. They have all their separate personalities. We're thick and thin right here. Pun intended.
Awesome. I want to rewind a little bit to 2023 here for you guys. I mean, both of you made a splash on the scene in PPW individually, but the tag team just formed kind of towards the end of 2023, rolling into 2024 here. But I want to go back to something else entirely, and that is that gimmick battle royal that we held in October. The annual gimmick battle royal, the people of the PPW Nation absolutely love, and the two of you picked the two most brotherly-like individuals that you could put in a wrestling ring, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I gotta say, guys, stole the show many times. While we were sitting there watching this back, very entertaining. Hit the nail on the head, pulling those two off.
And the thing is, they're brotherly characters, and it just happens we fit them both perfectly, too.
Perfectly.
I'm Sami Zayn, he's Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yeah. It honestly couldn't have been a better fit.
It just worked out too well. I love being conspiracy theorist version of Sami Zayn, too. He's a bit more cheeky, a bit more... just over the top, I guess is the best way to put it. And then he was just Kevin Owens killing people.
Prize fighter Kevin Owens, brother.
Nice. It was a lot of fun. Papa Smokes, though, itching to ask more questions. Going over to you, my man.
Yeah. Just thinking again about that tag team scene in PPW, and you guys have a match against the Brotherhood coming up. These guys have showed themselves to be a physical force. Like you say, not maybe the most well-gelled team like you guys are. We've watched you guys do all kinds of tandem tag team moves. The tags are crisp. You guys know where each other are in the ring and all that. Do you think that's going to work to your advantage? Do you think you can put that over the top from these two massive, monstrous guys?
I mean, hey, I'm gonna start this one, brother. Just because we're short don't mean we're not strong. Well, like I showed last time, I toppled Jacob Creed myself, and then just to put salt in his wounds, toppled him over with the help of Marz. So don't count us out just because we're short. Don't matter who we're up
800 pounds
against.
for breakfast.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? We're short, but we're strong boys. He's thick. He throws people around for the fun of it. You know what I'm saying?
And this boy right here, dense. He may look small, but this boy dense.
So just because we're short kings, don't mean we're strong boys. You know what I'm saying? So we got that going for us. We got the fact that we're one strict mind. We know what we're doing together. I'm not too worried. Buck McGraw's out there. I'll beat him up too. I don't care.
We got hands for everybody.
4 hands, 3 faces. We got 1 extra hand.
There you go. Slap some re-education right into the face of Bucky McGraw there on the 24th. We do have a question coming in from Brian Carty. He wants to ask, how did you guys get into the business, and how long have you been together as a team?
Reid, I'll let you go first. You've been
So I've been in the business going on 9 years now in March. I started with Lance Storm School back in 2015. And was inspired to get into wrestling because of the documentary about The Rock in like 2013 or 2012.
I myself, I've only been wrestling just over 2 years. I started in September 2021. I've been a wrestling fan basically all my life since I was 10 years old. It was actually Edge who inspired me to become a wrestler early on. And then just from there, watched a lot of wrestling, studied a lot of wrestling, finally found the school in 2020, and then finally actually been able to train in 2021 just because of COVID, and then started shows 2021 September. Me and Reid, we've been together as well, it's complicated because we started out as opponents actually, which is something that people might not know. He just came back wrestling mostly full-time, let's say, and not just every once in a while. And his first opponent that was a big feud was me. We went 4 matches in a row, ended in a 3 Stages of Hell match. And then it just so happened that Love Wrestling, which is a different company, was not where the feud was happening, booked us as a team because I was going through just partner after partner trying to figure out what I was doing before 7 happened. And we just clicked so easily,
Oh, yeah. It started with the rivalry. Then it started going into we're driving to Love Wrestling together. Then we're driving to training together. Then we're going to the gym at the same time. And we're hanging out. And we made a big trip to Winnipeg together. And just it almost feels like I think every week we see each other almost in some sort of way.
This is probably the longest we've gone in a while without seeing each other. And it's been since Sunday. So.
Or are you making it through? That's insane, guys.
It's rough.
I'm having withdrawals.
Yeah, that's why he hasn't eaten yet.
He's going to get to that right after the show. In the meantime, and in between time, let's say hello to Melball Collins. If anyone didn't catch it yesterday, Andre and Melball's Japanese wrestling update was right here on the channel. You can catch the replay of that. And our boy Master saying Marz hanging outside the ring during the Battle Royal was amazing. Spot on Sami Zayn impersonation.
Oh, that caught me so off guard. Because they played my music and a bunch of stuff was happening. And so I just kind of walked around and I turn around the corner of the post and I just kind of see him it's hanging by his feet there. And honestly caught me off guard. I'm like, what is this man doing right now? I'm pretty sure you looked at me and waved too, didn't you?
I did. So, first off, Melball, you Ginger Ninja here. How you doing? Second off, that's just something I do in Battle Royals a lot. Sometimes with a top rope, I just hang out so people can't see me. I'm like, this is perfect as Sami Zayn, actually. And literally, as soon as the Brotherhood came in, I was like, you know what? They can beat those guys up. And I just hung out the ring. I waited for my opportunity. And then he stunned me. So my opportunity didn't come.
It was a hell of a lot of fun, that's for damn sure. But Papa Smokes, going back to you, my man.
Well, I've just been enjoying hearing about your guys' relationship together. It reminds me a little bit of you and me, Munson, including watching the podcast where you guys sit on the couch together. You remember those
where we started
days, Munson, at the very beginning at Studio Smokes on the old flowered couch, the old grandma couch that we used to do the podcast on.
Yeah,
I'm
with that
thinking
little
about the
shitty
old
headset that we shared at the same
Studio
time.
Yeah,
Smoke.
yeah.
Studio smokes. That's right. Yeah.
And also the way you guys started talking for an hour after you do your workout or something. That's how Munson and I started as well too, doing commentary for the previous company we worked for. Then we would smoke and talk outside my house for an hour or so or more afterwards, and we thought, damn, we should just be recording this. We gotta start a podcast.
That's right. Yeah, it was an accidental thing. We've told the story a couple times, but it was just HIW was looking for commentary to be added to the actual shows that I was putting together and assembling, and they set me up with another gentleman there that happens to be one of the PPW super fans as well too. The man in the big orange suit, Big Doyle there. Him and I were set up to be the original commentary team, but our schedules didn't line up. There just wasn't perfect timing for us to be able to work and do that together. So then they go, well, we got this other guy. Give him a call. All right, sounds good. So I take my shitty equipment, my little pewdy laptop that I had at the time, and this destroyed headset that I had from gaming, but barely holding together with some electrical tape. And I'm like, I got this. You know, we're all good to go. We go set up, and I go in here and look at this guy. And what's your name? Pop Smokes. All right, Pop Smokes. Let's hit this up. It's commentary time.
Yeah. That's how it started.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And that was almost like that 7 years ago, 7 years ago now at this
Something
point.
like that.
Along those lines, man. Time flies when you're having fun, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a labor of love. But one question I do want to ask you guys. Okay, so outside of Prairie Pro or anything like that, any wrestling tag team in the history of professional wrestling, whether they're with us today or not, if you had that opportunity for that one match, who's it against?
So we'll go easy answer for right now. We'll have like we'll do two answers. We'll do like a current like realistic answer, and then we'll do like a dream answer. How about that?
Sounds perfect. Let's go with it.
Realistic answer. Reid knows who I'm about to say right now.
Yep.
You're insane. I have never had the chance to be in the ring with either Travis or Judas. Reid's been able to be in the ring with Travis. They're my dream match right now.
Yep.
Travis and me always talk about wanting to wrestle. Judas and me talk about wanting to wrestle. We just never been able to make it happen anywhere. So Judas and Travis, Sinner and Saint versus the Short Kings. That's what I want right now.
Perfect.
Dream answer. That's harder. Obviously, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's come on, that'd be funny.
That's a given.
FTR's up there. Like
like we're
Usos,
missing
New Day,
one.
obviously.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian. It's hard to pick one. That's the thing.
You got many a dream list. It's a whole list of things, right? Like
It's hard. It's hard to narrow it down. Like Edge and Christian, obviously, because I love Edge, obviously. Sami Zayn, KO, because we look the same.
Yeah.
Those are probably top two for me.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. I
Okay.
think those would be our top two.
That's fair. But good, very good choices, in fact, and hopefully you guys get to live out at least one or if not many of those dreams. But Pop Smokes, next question, sir.
Talking about influences in wrestling and stuff, a lot of us, myself included, like the old school of wrestling, like going back on YouTube or various other platforms to watch old stuff and discover more about the business. Do you guys ever deep dive into old stuff like that? And if you do, what do you like to watch?
It depends. Like I said, I study wrestling. I'm an insane person. I watch a lot of wrestling.
Same.
Look up old stuff. It depends who it is. Like I'll go back and watch guys who are more similar to me, if that makes sense, so I can like be able to see through their eyes almost. Like I'll go back, I'll watch a Bret Hart, a Mr. Perfect, Dynamite Kid is a good one for me. Like guys who are like more my stature, Owen Hart, you know, just guys who like I can like I don't know how to word this, but like not steal from, but you know what I mean.
Steal.
Yeah.
No, hold on. It's pay homage to.
Oh, borrow.
Borrow. Yes.
Borrow.
And,
Put a new stamp on it.
Yeah.
Mine's a little different. I don't watch a whole lot of old stuff, but I do like watching like the stories of like their lives, like the Dark Side of the Ring stuff and the documentary series you put on them. Like a lot of those really interest me. I love diving into those.
Yeah, cool. There's a couple of channels on YouTube that show the entire show of old wrestling, like the TV programs of some of them. Munson, I was telling you about this one from Portland, Oregon, the old Pacific Northwest promotion that had Playboy Buddy Rose, Roddy Piper, Dutch Savage, some of the guys when they were young. And it has the whole show, including the commercials on there from the 70s. They're hilarious, man. They're so hilarious. I should try and get you the link to that channel because it's very funny. And you don't just see the stars, you see the preliminary matches. And it's all very interesting when you're a fan and a scholar of the game.
Can't wait to watch it. You're gonna have to send those links over, Papa Smokes, to a lot of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Be good to watch and have some fun with that. It's like, oh, here we go. Brian Carter's got questions. Because why not? Brian's asking, how often are you wrestling and how much travel are you guys doing?
Obviously, it depends on like the months. We have our consistent PPW and Love Wrestling bookings that we always take. Outside of that, no, we try to get up to BC. No, for WrestleCore we've done. We've been around for new. We've talked about doing stuff, but the shows got canceled. I'm trying to get to Ontario right now. I've done shows in Winnipeg. So it kind of just like depends on the month. Like we have a consistent like 3 for sure. And then just from there, it's just see what we can do.
Yeah, it's usually just like a busy end of the month. And then the beginning and middle of the month tends to be a little just plain.
Train, Clandestine Society, shout out.
Yep.
There you go. I'm sure Brian's follow-up question is going to be about when you're coming out of his way so he can watch you in a live capacity sometime soon. Because clearly he's a massive fan or he wouldn't be here tonight otherwise. I mean, yeah, sure, he clings on to that El Assassino love a little too much like Papa Smokes over there. But, you know, we can't always dislike people just because they have some sort of sick sadistic love for a guy in a mask that likes to hurt people.
It's a pure love.
Papa Smokes, you don't go telling him that I said this shit about him again. I don't need to have a close encounter with the Mexican devil ever again in my life.
Yeah, you barely made it out.
Too old and too broken, man.
Yeah, you barely made it out last time with your life after running your mouth in front of him.
And I was 6 years younger than I was back then. You know, yeah, I'm 6 years older now. Fuck it. Don't want to do it. So, anyway, never happened. Wiping from the slate. LS, doesn't watch the show anyway, so it's all good. We'll let Brian roll in with his next question, though. Papa Smokes, going over to you, Ben.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that you guys wrestled at the Oil Kings game a couple of weeks ago. That must have been a good experience. That must have been a lot of people in a different crowd than you're used to.
Crazy experience. When you go from like such a almost like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like such a close atmosphere where like the people are right beside you. Like you can just like reach your hand out. You're touching like 8 different people. To when you go into an arena where there's thousands of people and they're so loud, like you just hear them screaming. It's crazy experience.
Surreal. Surreal is the best way to put it. I remember even getting there the day of and just like looking around and be like, this is insane. This is insanity. We've had the privilege of doing, I've had the privilege of doing this once before. He's done this twice before with PWA. But it was just done differently in a way that was like more of a collaboration. If that makes sense. It was more of a wrestling and hockey night rather than a hockey night and then wrestling afterwards.
Okay.
So it was just, it felt very, I don't know. It felt nice, We were able to do the teddy bear tosses and throw. I think Reid threw a beef jerky.
I did. I threw beef jerky and toques.
Yeah, so like it was just a surreal night. We felt like $100 million. You know what I mean?
Felt famous almost because like they give us so much emphasis. We know with our matches and putting all our videos on like the big screens and having us do those like teddy bear tosses and stuff like that. You almost feel like you almost, like I said, feel famous. Like you're in the back. We have our own special room to change in, and there's a person in charge of us to help us out and whatnot. It was really cool.
Nice. What was the crowd? How big roughly?
I think it was 79. It was
752.
Wow.
Something like that.
Wow.
Wow, that's
so
good.
that's under 8,000.
Yep.
That's bigger crowds than what some of the big companies are drawing locally here and stuff like that. Like, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. That's phenomenal. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they said afterwards that was their second biggest crowd for an Oil Kings game besides the Teddy Bear Toss show, which is usually their highest doing show anyway. So
awesome. Fantastic. Gonna go over to Brian's question here. He wants to question/comment. He wants to know more about your podcast. What are you guys covering on the podcast? What can you tell him about?
We cover everything. Yeah, whatever we think of in the moment. Our first one we just kind of like talked about knowing each other more. The second one we did like relationship quizzes. Halloween we tried really good and really discussing food. Christmas we built a gingerbread house together. Like
without seeing, I was behind Reid and I was his arms and he was telling me what to do. It was horrendous.
It was pretty bad.
It went from stitches watching that episode, by the way.
When we were like talking about it, we're like, oh man, like this might not take a whole lot. And then when I was going back after, I'm like, oh my God, we spent almost 2 hours just trying to put the house together alone.
Without decorating, yeah.
Decorating it, yeah.
So like sometimes we'll go in the podcast with like a plan, like New Year's. Let's talk what happened last year and what we want to happen this year. Christmas, gingerbread house. This time, what day of the week starts the week?
Yeah.
We had 0 ideas.
0.
Could be anything at any time, basically.
Yep.
We think of some topics and we can
on a scale of 1 to 10, like
PG.
Yeah,
PG show.
PG show. Sorry.
PG. We're kind of like PG-12.
I still
I
don't know. I just recall being 12 and my parents not giving a shit anymore and let me hear whatever I wanted to hear. So.
You're a preteen, swears.
That's right.
Yeah.
Close enough.
That's one of the beauties of your podcast. The episodes I listened to and all the skits I saw is you guys have a chemistry together, and that's what's awesome about your podcast is that it's funny. It doesn't lag. It goes. It runs smoothly with you guys joking around the whole time. It's fun to listen to and get a sense of who you guys are, not only in the ring but outside the ring. It's a different thing than in the ring. You guys have a good time. That's what makes it engaging to watch.
I mean, yeah, most of the time we're just trying to make each other laugh. Pretty much everything. Every skit we do, every podcast is just like, what are we gonna say to each other to make each other laugh?
That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, remember when we first did a Short Kings video? It was just like we kind of knew each other, but we were like super close as we are now, and we were just throwing at each other, seeing how we can make each other laugh. And I remember getting a DM and be like, "You guys are too funny, but you guys aren't even together as a team properly right now." And I was like, "Well, whoops."
Yeah.
So, there you go. But yeah, even the Christmas special was quite entertaining. Not the gingerbread, but the actual Christmas special movie that you guys did there. So, I mean, now annually everybody can add it to the list of movies that they're going to watch in the holiday season.
As they should.
It goes Grinch here and then us above it.
Yeah.
On Short Street.
Yeah. Eat your heart, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Things are in town.
True.
Audience, let us know if you got any more questions here for the Short Kings. Papa Smokes, how about yourself?
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about PPW and how you guys have fit into the whole thing, and who are some of your people that you like to work with in PPW? What are some of your goals of people that you want to work with there?
So, like I said earlier, I was privileged. I was able to come in a bit earlier last year compared to Reid. I was able to work Sean. Love Sean. Me and him always have great matches.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I've just been having the chance to work with great people. Sean Moore, Stephen Crow, Michael Richard Blaze. Obviously the Brotherhood, another great match. I think who else have I worked? Oh, Riley. Riley was great. I loved working Riley.
All right.
Great new kid.
Yeah, we had Riley here actually shortly after that matchup, explaining it and everything. That's been one of his favorite of his career so far too. So, yeah, people feel free to check it out. That's over on the PPW YouTube channel. So check all that shit out.
Check it out. It was a banger, and he was so I don't know the word is. I don't know if curious is the right word, but he was so like willing and just wanting to try new things as well as like just do his best because it was like I think his 7th match at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was brand new, but like he killed it. He knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, 7th or 6th even. Like he was still pretty fresh there too because we had him for X amount of matches and now he's done about 2 over with you guys over at Love Pro Wrestling there. So he's, starting to get out there for a young guy in the business as well too. And it was nice talking to him. And I mean, his parents are at the PPW shows and everything like that. He has got the best parents on the planet, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I remember meeting them after I matched with them, and they were just like, "You kicked our son's butt," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're welcome."
Yeah, that sounds about right. About right. So, no, it's funny. And again, that's the exciting part about Prairie Pro Wrestling is that atmosphere that we get along with. I mean, you could say that about Riley's parents, but about all the different fans and all the people behind the scenes that are putting in the work. But you guys see this in multiple companies. I mean, we see that coming here from Prairie Pro Wrestling, but you probably see the same thing with Love Pro Wrestling and WrestleCore and some of these other companies that are out there as well too. What draws you to the particular companies that you choose to work for and take bookings for? The ones that you make sure that you're available for on a regular basis. What is the appeal to those ones in particular?
That's a good question, honestly. I guess for me, it's just it's a mix of like look, and like I don't know how to word this. Like obviously, crowds are important. Like you want loud crowds, you want big crowds. So you want to like shoot for the top, go for the big promotions. Obviously, like WrestleCore, we did the Lucha Libre show. I think there was almost 1,000 people there, if I remember correctly, maybe at 1,000. One of the craziest crowds, one of the loudest crowds. This man's shirt got over in a scramble alone. Like that crowd was wild. I love that.
They were crazy.
Obviously, Love Wrestling. They know us so well. They're there for us every month. They're there for the stories, the characters. They're loud every time as well. So they're fantastic. I was able to do Winnipeg Pro Wrestling, another crazy crowd. Winnipeg, I guess because it's a smaller city, there's like rabid for wrestling too. So yeah, just like obviously you want to go for the more passionate fan bases if you can, but like work as much as you can. That's the other way to put it. You want to work as much as you can. I always make jokes. I'm probably promoters' least favorite wrestler because I email them constantly, like, "Oh, what are the plans for upcoming months?" Like, I try to get out there as much as I can. That makes sense too.
Yeah. I think for me that I'll add because I'm pretty similar to Marz. We'll also just kind of touch more on the presentation side of things. Like when you see stuff from PPW, it looks like a good time. You see stuff from Love Wrestling, it looks like a good time, and that's kind of the bigger thing, right? You want to when you see something for the first time, especially us as like essentially independent contractors, like looking at other companies and other wrestlers, like you want to like what you see, and if you like what you see, you're going to want to go there, right? So the presentation matters as well.
Oh, for sure, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed the presentation of PPW because again, it's a lot of labor of love put together in order to make it look that way, and a lot of the dedication that goes in behind the scenes in order to make it that way. I mean, God, you guys came in at the right time just as we're getting a TV put in to the background so we can have entrance videos and stuff like that. I mean, bit by bit, we're trying to amp it up just that much more to make it cool to the crowd. And speaking of cool in the crowd, look at this guy, BDJ, joining us late. Playing the program. I mean, I guess he was too busy to join the Video Bros and the Short Kings at the beginning of the show, but we'll let him off the hook because we love him, and he's a PPW fan. So.
This one time.
One time.
All right. That's your one pass there, BDJ. One.
This is your warning.
You're watching out because, I mean, his ass is going to be standing there on PPW on the 24th. So, I mean, if, the Video Bros were to accidentally point him out in the crowd, like, that's him, you better watch yourself, sir.
I bet you chant mean things at me when I've wrestled Sean Moore. I know it was you.
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee.
He knows.
I was going to say, you might not see him, but you'll hear him.
He's one of those SOBs that I have to censor when I'm doing the editing of the videos. For
probably.
I guarantee YouTube ain't letting us get away with that shit. He'll be there standing over 6 feet. He's just gonna.
We are not a short king.
No short king there.
What a bastard. Oh, how dare he?
You
How
tall
dare he?
bastard.
Yeah. That's it. I'm giving her one of these at the show, boys. I'll point them out for you.
Yeah.
Take care of business.
Yeah.
Do we gotta do?
You just lead the way. We'll do what we do.
That's right.
Throw people rise up.
We'll have one less fan on Thursday nights by that point in time, I'm sure.
Of one less 6 foot tall person, so the world's in third place.
Oh my. All right, right now we need to clip 40 minutes and 15 seconds into the show here today because that was
Laughter.
all right, Pop Smokes. We are getting closer to the end of the program here for sure. So, any other questions that you've got? Because again, we might have mentioned in the weeks prior to this, we got that honor ramble coming up live after this here on the channel. So we got a couple of great new faces to our local establishment. We got Kyle Sparks and Auntie Collins are going to be coming in, giving you all the details about what went down on Ring of Honor here tonight. But heading over to you, Papa Smokes. What you got left for the boys?
Sure. I got a more hypothetical, fun question for towards the end here. I excluding the two large wrestling companies, you know which ones I'm talking about, the two largest ones. All pro wrestlers and indie wrestlers would like the chance to work for those, but excluding those two, you guys as a tag team, what company or companies would you like to work for?
Oh, Japan, PWG, Rev Pro, GCW. I'm sure you can list a couple as well. I'm blanking on a couple.
MLW, Noah,
Yep.
All Japan. I love Japanese wrestling, so I want to go to Japan a lot. So that's why those ones come up. Honestly, I want to wrestle everywhere. TNA, anywhere, literally anywhere. I love travel, so I want to go all over the States, all over Japan, all over Mexico,
all over the world, brother,
all over Europe, like anywhere.
Awesome.
All right,
that's awesome.
We'll go there.
We'll do it. We're very good travel companions. We just hop in the car together and just
believe that.
And I sleep on his shoulder.
Yes, he does.
And just because BDJ is slinging mud and he's going to get what's coming to him on February the 24th, he's asking about the micro for Wrestling Federation.
You listen here, BDJ.
Yeah, you sell down.
I would beat up any midget.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you've really done it now, BDJ. The show went there tonight.
He's got something, but you don't feel too special. Yeah, he does this to all our guests.
He really does. Yeah, at least these are comments that are actually coming through that the Twitch bots and YouTube bots haven't prevented, because BDJ's had a lot of censored material here on the channel before. He's one of them types. We've had to tell him to keep it clean over the last several months. So.
Yeah, now to be creative with his insults. He can't just swear.
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
can't be direct.
Beef up his game a little bit. So, all 6 feet of it. All right, Papa Smokes. Any last questions that you got here before we wrap things up?
Just a general question about the future. What's going to be coming up for PPW? Not only including this show coming up on the 24th, but what about the future of your wrestling in Saskatoon specifically? Is the team going to stay together indefinitely for the upcoming? Either of you have designs on facing the singles champion, who is currently Sheikh Akbar Shabazz, but might be somebody else in the future? Who knows? What's in your future, both of you guys, for when it comes to PPW?
I think I kind of speak for both of us when I say Marz and I have this respect that, we don't always need to be together. If tomorrow Marz wants to go get the title, he'll go get the title. Tomorrow, if I want to go get the title, I'll go get the title. If we want to get the tag titles tomorrow, we'll go get the tag titles. We're very open about it. That's just how our friendship is, and we both know that we're both competitive in that aspect. So we're both looking for titles. We're both looking for that weight around the gold around our waist. We want extra weight in the bags on the way home, brother. So,
but if you want to be specific, Upcoming, we're going to beat the Brotherhood. Upcoming, we're going to win some tag titles.
Yeah.
Upcoming, if we feel like it, we'll face either Sheik Akbar Shabazz
Yeah.
or Colton Kelly if he wins the title.
Yeah.
We're going for gold, and we want it all. The Short Kings,
baby.
the Short Kings need to add some weight. We need some lifts because we're so short.
Draped
Right,
in
DJ?
gold.
Right.
Draped in gold. And then, of course, a Short Kings podcast featuring PPW Gold.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I think we are going to wrap things up here tonight. We've got Astrid coming in saying, I'll join the club. Short Queen here. So
Let's go.
there you go. The Short Queen and the Short Kings right here on Ring Respect Radio. But gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you here. I'm going to throw each of your tickers up here so people can see your socials. We'll start with you, Marz. Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at Marz Specialist on Twitter, X, or Instagram. You can find me at Marz Specialist on Facebook. You can find me on TikTok, Marz Specialist. You can find me on Pro Wrestling Tees, Marz Specialist. You can find us on YouTube, Short Kings YouTube. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
the
the Short Kings YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
And Mr. Thickness, how about yourself?
You can find me at the Thickness 7 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can find, of course, us. I gotta find which way I'm pointing at. Short Kings also on Spotify. Don't forget that as well.
Yes.
We got both.
All right. So that's where you can find them. As Astra just said, she has now gone and subscribed to you guys over on the YouTube side.
Thank you.
Love and respect from the natural Astra Pizarro. But our show just cost me a whole lot more money out of the pocket because right here, it's the most expensive part of the show. It's Papa Smokes.
Oh, yeah.
Papa Smokes. Tell the people where they can find you.
I've got the priceless ticker every time, and I hear it from Munson every single time. All right, everybody, I can be found on Elon Musk's free speech wonderland known as X at smokes_Papa. I can be found on Twitch at Papa_Smokes_. You like that nickname, hey guys?
Yep.
There you go. That's where you can find Papa Smokes. How about myself, Bobby Munson? There's my credentials down below. You can check me out here on our local establishment, always on Thursday nights with Ring Respect Radio. You can catch me Sunday, Point of View, where I'll be doing some video gaming and talking to you guys about the world of pop culture. And then, of course, you can always join me here on various other shows. I will be producing the upcoming show, The Honor Ramble, coming up here in just a few minutes right after Ring Respect Radio. So make sure you tune in and join for that. That is going to be all for us here this week on Ring Respect Radio. Thank you very much to the Short Kings for joining us. Everybody have a wonderful night. Take care. We'll see you in a week's time.
Thanks for having us, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.